Hi everyone, I'm Martine Marin. I'm based at the University of Queensland in Australia, and I lead the Impact Mitigation and Ecological Compensation thematic group along with Amro van Hasse from South Africa and Fabien Quetier from France. The Impact Mitigation and Ecological Compensation thematic group, or IMEC, is focused on guiding best practice application of the mitigation hierarchy, which applies where there is a conflict between development projects such as infrastructure or industrial development and biodiversity, and improving the alignment of the outcomes of impact mitigation with global biodiversity outcome goals and targets. So IMEC is a group that is really focused on trying to maintain both best practice in application of the mitigation hierarchy through providing sort of a central group of experts and expertise and continued dissemination of guidance around best practice, but also looking to further develop methods and approaches that support evolving the mitigation hierarchy and its outcomes to align better with the sorts of net outcomes approaches that are becoming more prominent, particularly around the discussions around the global biodiversity framework. So working out ways to better align, for example, the outcomes of biodiversity offsetting or ecological compensation where it's unavoidable with positive outcome goals for biodiversity, like recovery of species or improvement in extent and condition of ecosystems. The group really aims to support that community of practice of people working in this area relating to either policy development or implementation, to try to develop and share material on best practice in this space and develop these new approaches to some of these emerging issues. So the IMEC group has been around for just about a year and a half now, and the main focus of our work has been and will continue to be developing and sharing information and training materials on best practice. And if you take a look at our website and look at the videos page, you can see a series of 9 little explainer videos that give an example of the sorts of products that we develop to explain the core concepts around the mitigation hierarchy. And the importance of good policy design and implementation. We also aim to share updates on policy and research and frameworks and guidance materials that are developed right around the world, and we do that through regular webinars, approximately quarterly, and newsletters as well, which are also about quarterly, and you can see our past webinars at this on our website under the webinars page as well. And as I say, we also want to really push beyond just current levels of best practice to be able to evolve processes around impact mitigation to align with new ideas such as nature positive. And so to do these things, we've actually just set up 3 working groups, one on nature positive, one on cumulative impacts, and one on finance, governance and implementation issues. So I have slides that just summarize what we're doing in each of these areas. So the first working group, and the first one that was set up, is led by Mark Johnston at BP, and this is the Nature Positive Working Group. So the concept and terminology around nature positive are becoming more prominent. There's a lot of discussion around definitions and implementation, and our group, with membership from around the globe, from many different sectors, really provides an opportunity for people to get together and discuss these different definitions, how nature positive as a concept relates to other nature-related actions and terms such as biodiversity net gain and net positive impact and so on. So Mark and the Nature Positive group have been working to sort of share experiences around the application of these various concepts, so net gain, net positive impact, nature positive, and seeking to sort of get some sort of agreement and alignment around the concepts and the definitions and how an organisation might demonstrate their nature positive status. Aiming at this point to produce a white paper that can be widely disseminated, that's relevant to public and private sectors on how to define and implement nature positive. And I'll just briefly highlight our other 2 working groups. which have just been set up. Jeremy Simmons here in Australia, based at GHD, has just taken on the leadership of the Cumulative Impacts Working Group. For anybody working in impact assessment, I know you're familiar with the incredibly significant challenge posed by managing and dealing with cumulative impacts. And so this group is going to meet to try to diagnose why the approaches used to deal with cumulative impacts so far just haven't been successful in most cases, and try to identify solutions. And another huge challenge has been taken on by Kirsten Branada and Ray Victorine with the Wildlife Conservation Society, tackling finance, governance and implementation. There's a huge number of challenges around getting it done when it comes to impact mitigation, and especially when it comes to sort of compensatory on-ground actions to compensate for unavoidable impacts on biodiversity. The ongoing financing, the legal security over conservation sites, all of these things cause challenges right around the world in many different ways. And so this group is going to tackle some of the most important issues there, bring people together to identify models for the delivery of particularly compensatory conservation that are most effective. And so you can see that there's quite a lot that this group is tackling. So if you'd like more information, you can have a look at our website or email me. And I hope if you're not a member already, you might consider joining.